And how can you make it work for you? Don't feel pressured to overhaul your entire closet. That's not very chic of you. Hello chic enthusiasts, I'm Bella, your editor in Chic, and today we're diving into one of the most anticipated trends of 2025, Bohemian Chic. And if you're scared this means the comeback of Bohemian maximalism in the 2010s, fear not, because I think the format that we're seeing this trend in feels so much more modern, luxurious, and timeless. So Vanessa Hudgens, Queen of Coachella, can stay home for today. So what is Bohemian Chic? Where did it come from? And most importantly, how can you start incorporating it into your wardrobe? Let's explore this concept together. So Bohemian Chic, also known as Boho Chic, is all about blending the free-spirited, artistic vibes of Bohemian fashion mixed with elevated, polished elements, which I am so excited about because finding both balance and contrast in your personal style, I think, is one of the most game-changing ways to elevate your style. So it's cool that this matches that feeling. Think effortless silhouettes, ethereal fabrics, and nature-inspired details, but styled in a way that feels refined and put together. Now, to truly appreciate Boho Chic, let's take a moment to trace its fascinating history. So the roots of Bohemian style trace back all the way to 19th century France. Artists and creatives rejected societal norms in favor of self-expression, and their style reflected their ideals. Again, this concept of flowy silhouettes. Remember, we're coming from a society that is very structured and corseted, earthy colors, and layering pieces to develop a more eclectic individual style. And I feel like our interpretation of Bohemian Chic is very much emblematic to specifically the 1970s. And it's true, in the 70s, Bohemian style reemerged as a hallmark, once again, of the counterculture movement. In response to a pretty turbulent era, the movement was all about freedom and self-expression. So think bell sleeves, fringe, embroidered dresses, flower crowns, you know, like the Spirit Halloween gimmick. Now that I think about it, it's really interesting that I feel like as a society we're starting to shift more towards, once again, this eclectic, artistic, purposeful style of dressing, because it's no secret that things are a little turbulent right now. So are they connected? I don't know, interesting to think about. Fast forward to the late 2000s, and I feel like, at least as a millennial, this was my first introduction to this type of style, was in the 2010s. Boho Chic took a more commercialized form. This was the era of over-the-hair headbands, those long pendants, sometimes they were owls, Coachella fashion, but celebrities like Sienna Miller and Nicole Richie really popularized the trend. Oversized sunglasses, floral maxi dresses, and floppy hats. Speaking of Coachella, the music festival became a mecca for boho fashion. But what made it different about previous renditions, it leaned heavily into the festival-ready aesthetic. And some might say that that might feel a little bit more, like I said, commercialized and costumey than authentic. However, in 2025, I feel like we're seeing a more refined take on Bohemian Chic. Today it's more so about blending artisanal, natural elements with luxurious and polished pieces still. The silhouettes are softer, the fabrics are more elevated, and overall the vibe is less about festival and party hard, peace, love, all that, and more about timeless elegance. And again, I think that's really interesting to think about in the culture that we live in, where we want to be more artistic in our expression, but at the same time, we want to maintain our wardrobe for as long as possible, because sustainability is still very important. So anyways, I just think that that's interesting that there's this element of timelessness that I feel like previous iterations of the Bohemian Chic aesthetic didn't really favor. So let's say you really want to be on trend, or really you just really vibe with this format of style. What, in my opinion, are the key elements of Bohemian Chic in 2025? And how can you make it work for you? Because I don't want you to think that you have to completely change your wardrobe to really amplify this look. Maybe investing in a few accessories, but honestly, a lot of these staples we already have within our closet. In regards to the color palette and textures, we're seeing that the color palette for Boho Chic is soft and natural, emphasizing pastels, blush pinks, creamy beiges, and earthy tones like olive and khaki. These hues create an airy and ethereal vibe that still feels timeless and elegant, that almost represents like you're this otherworldly goddess from another realm. Furthermore, adding textures is essential to achieving that balance, combining luxurious fabrics like satin and silk with more rugged ones like suede, corduroy, and raw denim. These contrasting textures provide depth and intrigue, but they make each outfit feel dynamic and thoughtful, but not in a I'm trying too hard kind of way. Because remember, we still have to maintain our effortlessly chicness. Look for pieces that feel natural but elevated, and try to avoid overly shiny materials and or synthetic materials. Bohemian Chic is all about playing with movement and shape. If you want to achieve that aesthetic that we are seeing on the runways, especially Chloé's spring-summer fashion show, opt for elongated ruffles that cascade beautifully, puff sleeves that add a romantic flair, or, and I know that this is not the right way to say it, because I don't want to say harem pants. We're not ready for those yet. But like a little bit more of a flowy, drop-waisted kind of cuffed at the ankles type of trouser. And wide leg pants, of course, like the 70s, for that effortless elegance. Maxi dresses and skirts with tiered layers are another staple, and they create that flowy feminine effect that we are seeing so beautifully represented on the runways today. And don't shy away from unconventional shapes. Experiment with mixing structured and unstructured pieces to create this beautiful peace, love, and harmony in your outfit. I really think that accessories are the secret sauce to boho chic. So if there's anything that's gonna give you that extra eclectic edge, it's gonna be your accessories and how you choose to style them. Nature-inspired jewelry we're seeing a lot within this aesthetic. I've been seeing a lot of golden seashells, butterflies, birds, or floral motifs. Artisanal details like crochet, lace, and embroidery are key to adding texture and personality. Chunky belts and layered necklaces can help define your look, creating focal points and adding depth. And don't forget to incorporate statement earrings or a scarf for that final touch of individuality. I also think one of the best ways to make this boho chic kind of vibe more modern is by balancing, obviously we've got lots of feminine pieces with some more stereotypically masculine elements. So for example, pair a flowy maxi dress with a structured suede jacket or a moto boot for a little extra grounded, edgy vibe. In fact, borrowing from menswear inspired tailoring, like an oversized blazer, boxy shirt from your partner's closet, who knows, can add that contrast and that edge to softer, more delicate pieces. And I truly believe that finding this balance takes trial and error, it really does. And I think sometimes we can just think way too hard about what is supposed to go with things and what isn't, and like just accessorizing. But once you find your sweet spot, this mix of styles can again make your outfit feel intentional, like you're making a statement. But it also adds that very important quality to the boho chic movement, which is that air of effortless cool. And seriously, if this trend is really speaking to you, but you don't really have these pieces in your closet, start small and build gradually. Incorporate one or two of these boho chic items into your existing wardrobe, like a fringe scarf or a pair of artisanal earrings, because we don't want to go overboard anyways. Don't feel pressured to overhaul your entire closet. That's not very chic of you. The goal is to make the trend your own, and over time you can refine and expand your collection with pieces that truly resonate with your personal style. So you're thinking, I'm loving this vibe, how do I get started? Who do I go to for inspiration? Here's a collection I curated of celebrities, brands, and designers that I feel really exemplify this appearance. And what's also really cool about boho chic is that, again, it's not cookie cutter, not one size fits all. So you might gravitate towards a more girly bohemian chic, where some people might be a little bit more of an edgy bohemian chic. And don't worry, I've got you covered for all of those. So if you're looking for a more like approachable, girl next door classic bohemian chic, Alexa Chung and Jane Birkin are your muses. Alexa's effortless layering of vintage-inspired dresses with modern accessories captures that chic yet casual vibe, while Jane's timeless French bohemian looks can always be a point of reference. Elle Fanning's light, ethereal boho style is perfect for a more feminine, soft, girly take on boho chic. And if you want an edgier spin, Zoe Kravitz is really great to look at for many reasons, because she blends boho elements with a little bit more rock and roll, often incorporating leather and more unexpected accessories. And of course, Florence Welch brings some of that avant-garde drama, like flowing capes, rich colors, and a more overall theatrical approach to this trend. Hello, it is Editing Bella. So I am almost done with this footage and I'm at the part where I talk about celebrity references, and I realized that I forgot two very important people that I feel like are really the best representations of this aesthetic in this like current day. So I don't know how I missed them, but anyways. So the first one is going to be Suki Waterhouse, for obvious reasons. And then the second one is going to be Daisy Edgar Jones. She's a little bit newer to the community, or to the industry, I should say. So she might not have as much footage or references to her outfits, but she's one to watch. She wears a lot of Chloé. So I guess maybe a little bit of Blake Lively too. Yeah, anyway, if you have any other suggestions, please leave them in the comments. In terms of designers, of course, we can't not talk about Chloé. They continue to set the standard for bohemian chic, and their current artistic director continues to honor their tradition of incorporating soft silhouettes and luxurious materials, making it a top choice to anyone that wants to dress with more effortless modern elegance. I've been hearing people talk about Isabel Marant again on TikTok, which makes me personally very excited, because Isabel Marant's collections feature a playful mix of Parisian charm and boho, of course, often with embroidered details, slouchy boots, more of that tiered silhouette layering that we were talking about earlier. There's this one specific dress, I forget what it's called, but I've seen it a lot on TikTok. The girlies are loving it, but I think this is a perfect example of this elevated bohemian vibe that we are gravitating towards. Zimmermann is also another designer to watch in regards to this trend, because their collections feature delicate lace, ruffles, and airy fabrics that again embody this vision very well. And again, these designers offer a wide range of interpretations, which is good so that you can find the one that resonates most with your personal style and preferences. And of course, if you're a normal human being and you're typically shopping at your typical brands on a budget, but you still want that boho chic flair, obviously Free People and Anthropologie come to mind. But for a slightly more feminine and whimsical approach, I predict that Love Shack Fancy is really going to thrive under this trend. And while I feel like their current designs favor a little bit more towards the soft, girly, coquette core, I could see them shifting with the times. And if you're looking for a brand with a little bit more edge, I don't know how you pronounce this, but it's like ba and then and sh, bash, I'm assuming. This French brand incorporates bohemian aesthetics with sleek modern tailoring, and of course we can't forget saison, which brings a Parisian twist to boho chic with understated elegance and high quality craftsmanship. So now, following all of the rules that we just laid out, I'm going to style 3 outfits with this trend in mind. Hopefully it'll give you a little bit more of a visual perspective, some ideas, some inspiration, hopefully. Keep in mind, I did not purchase anything for the purpose of this video. I just did a little treasure hunt within my closet, tried to find pieces that could really represent this aesthetic well. For the first look, I'm starting with this lace on lace set. Don't worry, I have a slip dress underneath the skirt, but I also wanted to incorporate this fringe patterned scarf that I thrifted because it just felt so perfect. So I finally styled it as a sarong style belt. I finished the look with my favorite cuff bone bracelet, a black vintage Prada bag, and these oversized Celine sunglasses that I got as a dupe on Amazon. I think these sunglasses are very timeless, but they still have that oversized 70s feel. For the second look, I'm going with wide leg 100% linen trousers in a muted beige, and this beautiful satin ruffly tie top that I got on sale at Aritzia. I tried to sneak in just a little bit of metal with a gold plated belt. And to add that element of rugged masculinity to this look, I added an oversized vintage suede coat that I thrifted for like $12. It was amazing. Some vintage Serengeti aviators, and this last look is a little bit more of a simple formal piece. I'm wearing a light pink slip dress from the 1940s and has beautiful crochet detailing on the bust. But to add some earthiness to the look, I paired this dress with some brown vintage boots and tried my best to convert my necklaces to be layered and more elongated to go with the plunging neckline. And I also pinched the bottom of the skirt so that we could see the boots just a little better. And voila, boho chic with an elevated twist. So at the end of the day, it's really not about the pieces that you don't have. It's more about how you bring your current pieces together to create a cohesive, effortless, kind of fun, chic look. So what do you think? Will bohemian chic be a signature element to your style in 2025? I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun putting those looks together, and I didn't realize how many pieces I actually have that can kind of translate to that. So I'm excited to experiment. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow this channel. As you can see, we are new here, so I'd love to have you with the Chic Queen community, and hit the notification bell for content that is just so chic. Until next time, queens, peace and love, baby.